There's countless definitions of family. As children grow and enter adolescence, the meaning of family follows and it shifts, reflecting the experience and the challenges of this period. The definition of family changes. Contest chair, members, and anyone who accidentally stumbled into this event. I was a 40-year-old single parent working 5 long days each week. My son, a junior in high school. My parents made our lives easier, inviting us over for supper once a week on Fridays. One Friday, as my mom and I were setting the table, the phone rang. It was Patrick. "Dad, I have a great surprise. Come home now." The word surprise made me a little shaky inside. "Patrick, supper's almost on the table. I can't leave now." "Dad, it's a surprise. Please come home." "Patrick, please come over here." "Dad! Patrick!" "Dad, it's a dog."
A what?
"A dog. The woman said I could have him for nothing if I promised to give him a good home. His name is Fidel." My son has always wanted a dog. I could imagine the two of us in the evening watching television with that dog on my lap. "All right, Patrick, leave Fidel in the kitchen and come here for supper." "Okay, Pops, I'll be right over." After supper, we left immediately. When I unlocked that kitchen door, a furry creature jumped on me, pushing me backwards as Patrick was behind me,
Pushing me forward.
"Patrick, you told me he was only 6 months old." "Pops, he is 6 months old, and he's not even full grown yet." "Patrick, what are we going to do when I go to work and you go to school in the morning?" "I'll tie him to one of the fence posts in the backyard. He can run around while we're gone." "Patrick, let's go for a walk.
We need to talk.
For some reason, I didn't want Fidel to listen to our conversation. Patrick put him into the basement, and we had not even opened the screen door when, oh, oh. So we decided to just stay home. Patrick opened the basement door, and Fidel galloped into the living room. He flew into my laps.
He flattened me into the sofa.
The only part of him that I could see was his rear end, with his tail waving merrily in my face. "Dad, he likes you."
I don't care if he likes me or not. Get him off of me.
Fidel stretched out at my feet, Patrick's head on his back. That night, I didn't sleep well. I kept seeing not only Fidel's face, but his waving back end. In the morning before he left, Patrick said, "I tied Fidel to the fence so he could run around. I'll see you later. I knew you would love him." That day, Saturday, was my wash day, my cleaning day. I put our clothes into the washing machine and I began to straighten up the house. Housework for me does not appeal, but there is one thing that I do enjoy: hanging out the wash, watching the breeze gently blowing as the towels, the sheets, and all our clothes. It makes me feel at peace with the world. I went outside with my clothes. Fidel was delighted to see me. He ran straight for me, his front paws knocking me over, and the clothes on the ground. As Fidel ran back to me again, I grabbed his collar and I secured him to the side fence. I began to hang the remaining clothes. Things were finally peaceful until squish! I just stepped into a pile. I took a fabric softener sheet to wipe off my bare foot. And after this, it was hop,
skip and jump all over the air until avoid the inescapable.
I completed the other responsibilities, and then I prepared lunch. When Patrick arrived home, we ate lunch, and I reported the events in the morning. And Patrick just laughed and he patted Fidel on the head. Patrick, I really don't know how we're going to keep him. It's spring. Now, what are we going to do in the summer when we go out kayaking? Do you want to stay home, babysitting him? Patrick's smile just disappeared. He was facing the two things that he loved and being forced to choose. But logic was on my side. And Patrick, he said nothing. He patted Fidel's head with fondness and he took him for a walk. The next morning, Patrick walked Fidel. He played with Fidel. And then he sat with Fidel. And they finally came in. Dad, you're right. It's not fair. Let's take him back. But now, I was attached to Fidel. My heart felt heavy with sorrow, but my conscience told me I have to let him go. We climbed into the car with Fidel in the back seat and started on the journey back to Fidel's old home. When we arrived, Patrick took Fidel inside while I sat in the car and felt my eyes just swelling up. I really did love that dog, but at that moment, I was experiencing mixed emotions. Patrick came out, stone-faced, and we rode home together in silence. It was one of the first major decisions that we had made together as father and son. Patrick reached out and he took my hand and he squeezed it. I think it was his way of telling me that he understood. See, we were torn apart by this event, but bound closer together in understanding each other. I learned there are countless definitions of family, but when your little boy becomes a teenager, he may begin to look at your world through his eyes, and that is when the definition of family changes.